Hello, and welcome to the Pulse of Jonesboro. I am Jeremy Terrell, and I am your host, and I appreciate you tuning in today. Guys, today I want to talk a little about the political climate that's going on across the country. And it's not just across the country. I mean, obviously, it's within our town as well. It really has to do with yesterday and the passing away of Charlie Kirk and the violence from that, and also just the craziness that goes on through social media and in the political climate. You know, it's tough. It really is tough to come out and be, you know, the opposition of the I would say mainstream media. And to come out and do research. I mean, we do research before I get on here and do any sort of podcasting. We do a ton of research before we say anything. And if we give numbers, it's because we've gone out and gotten numbers. If we give any sort of information, we do our research before we say anything. And that's difficult because a lot of people don't like opposition. They don't like being told that they're doing something wrong or their view is not right. And not that we're always right, because I can guarantee you that we get it wrong as well. But, you know, in a lot of circles in Jonesboro, I'm enemy number one, and that is because I speak the truth and hold people accountable. And a lot of people don't like that. It's a tough place, you know, it's a tough place, but it also has its other sides. I mean, there's tons of people that constantly are saying, thank you for speaking up and things like that. And we're going to continue to do that. We may even do it more here in the near future. And that's actually the whole thing for the Pulse of Jonesboro, is to grow and to be a larger voice. And we continue to grow. Our numbers are crazy awesome, and we are so very thankful for everybody that tunes in and listens. With that being said, I mean, my goodness, the political temperature across the country is so bad. Maybe as bad as it's been since I can't remember. You know, I mean, definitely in my lifetime, it's never been this bad. And, you know, people are dying because of their views and their opinions. And you know, that's just not right. There's nothing right about that. Like, if we disagree, we can disagree civilly. And that's okay. We can have the discussion or not have the discussion. You know, we can disagree and you know, never come face to face. Or we can come face to face and disagree and be civil about it. The problem is so many people don't want that. There's lots and lots of people that wish people like myself would just be quiet and go away. And there's nothing right about that. Absolutely nothing right about that. You know, we have a political environment here in Jonesboro. You know, I love KAIT. Jonesboro Right Now, you know, The Sun. They've been so crazy instrumental in Jonesboro. I know that Jonesboro Right Now is fairly new, but you know, they're instrumental in providing information to Jonesboro. But they do lean one way or another, and I think Jonesboro Right Now is just informational for sure. NEA Report does a pretty good job of getting, you know, accurate, good information, regardless what it is, out. There's others that are breaking in. I mean, I continue to praise Patty Lack and the effort that she puts in to make Jonesboro people aware of what's going on within our city council meetings and so forth and so on. Her Facebook page, 280, is very instrumental in our area, and people need to tune into that and go take a look at that. But, you know, Patty gets, you know, she you guys have heard me say this in a couple past episodes. I mean, you know, she had a city council person get in her face because they didn't agree with her, you know, and that's just not right. You know, hopefully this kind of rhetoric that's going on across our country doesn't continue to happen and grow greater and stronger within Jonesboro community. Some of my dearest friends don't agree politically with me, but we all have the same interest, and that's the best version of Jonesboro. And sometimes we just believe that the pathway to get there is different, and that's okay. We can agree to disagree. The proof will be in the pudding in the next several years. Who was right and who was wrong. My thing is I'm not willing to sit back and watch what I truly believe is the wrong pathway and not say something. And we have, for instance, I mean, you guys have heard me say that during the whole mayor race, I kind of become friends with L.J. Bryant and Mayor Copenhaver kind of through that process. I tried to not attack at a level that was personal. I just tried to talk about the facts, and I think I did a pretty good job of that. And when the runoff came and it was evident that I wasn't going to be in the runoff, I was approached by both sides, and it was an interesting process to be a part of. The crazy thing is one side was basically trying to court me and saying that I would have a voice and maybe even an active role in if they got reelected within the city. Not a job or anything, but definitely with youth and things like that within the Jonesboro community. And the other one which was LJ, was just saying, they think that the pathway to a better Jonesboro is this way, and they hope I support them. And lo and behold, Copenhaver won, and I've never gotten a phone call. Now, he may be emotionally hurt because I didn't back him, and that's fine. But the man hasn't spoke to me since. And matter of fact, we ran into each other at a city council meeting, and he stayed 10 feet away from me. Wouldn't even I opened the door and basically for him, and he waited and didn't go through. And then I just insisted that he go. And and it's sad that's the political climate today. I just want to hold him accountable for the things that he does, and I want him to succeed. Like, I think he's a pretty decent guy, and I want him to succeed. I want him to turn Jonesboro into the best version of Jonesboro. I don't believe he's doing that, and that's okay. I mean, but we should be able to have cordial conversations about whether or not, I'm right or he's right, and be okay at the end of the day. But that's not what's happening, because the political climate is so ridiculous. And, I kind of get it, but I don't. And it's just heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking what we see. The media, not the social media, but the media yesterday after this horrific situation that happened. Some did an okay job, and some just were stupid, like just so blatantly dumb. And the reason why is because they just can't say it, that whatever happened was a travesty, and they couldn't do it because of their views. And for some reason, there's so many people that think that if they gave like this, what normal people would do, and that's like our thoughts and prayers go out to Charlie Kirk and his family, that they would be seen as people that are, not for the cause, and you're whatever. And then on social media, you've got both sides, and you've got some unbelievably praising the efforts that he did, and then you got others that are, was celebrating, and it's just disgusting in my opinion, absolutely disgusting. So with that being said, man, my prayer is that Jonesboro, Craighead, and Arkansas, because we're doing some stuff in Arkansas. We've taped, I think 4 or 5 now. That'll be on the Pulse of Arkansas here pretty soon once it gets fired up. But I'm excited to bring those videos to you, and we're doing some more this week. But we have to change the trajectory of our communities, 100%. Truth has to be the only thing we seek, not an agenda, not a who's right, who's wrong, but literally truth and effort that is best for all of the people, and that should be the only thing that we're pursuing, the only thing. It's crazy to me. There's a few preachers in town that constantly are bashing other religions, constantly, and it just makes me scratch my head at this time. And if you're a person of faith, I think you need to listen. If you're not a person of faith, listen. But at this time in society where it is not left versus right, but good versus evil, that's it. That's what this is it is good versus evil. There's evil on both sides. Trust me. Like, it's hard to put faith in anybody these days. I don't care if you're on the left or on the right. It's really difficult to put faith because we're constantly being let down by our own parties over and over again. And it, a lot of times it's about money and power, and that's just evil. And so, we have to change that, and it has to be about truth and good. And we have to make sure that we are doing a better effort at doing that. My heart is so, not just for Charlie Kirk and his family, but just for America, because it's broken. It really is a situation that just shows how far we have divided ourselves. And I believe that it's on purpose. I believe 100% that the division is been perpetrated and is for a reason. It's for power. It's, and kind of back to the preachers, if you're getting up on the pulpit and you're talking negative about other religions that, clearly believe in Jesus Christ as their savior, then, I kind of scratch my head about what it is you're trying to do and what needle you're trying to move. So we should unite under one great understanding that good versus evil, and that good should overwhelmingly succeed. So, guys, this is a short episode this week, and it's because it's a hard week, and hopefully it turns around next week and we have some great movements, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the weekend, and what direction we move and lean after a travesty like we've experienced yesterday. So, guys, have a great week. We love you. We thank you for your continued support, and we'll be linking some ways. We're moving in a great direction, but we're going to need your help, and we're going to give ways and post some ways that you can come. We'd love some monthly subscribers. We're going to make it really cheap, but we're doing some unbelievable things that are going to help move Jonesboro and Craighead and Arkansas in the right direction. We've got some great people that we're partnering up with, and we've got a great interview next week. We're going to have somebody that's running for one of our judges, and if you want to come on, anybody else, we'd love to have you, but that's what's going to happen next week. We'll have an interview, and then we'll keep pushing forward and making a difference here in our community. So, we're going to continue to educate and make other people aware of what's going on. So stay tuned. We love you. We care about you. And see you soon.